Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Penn Island. This is episode 4. First off, as you'll notice, we did get rid of the butt-shaped roll here, and I put in a proper 0G roll this time, and it does look much better, more realistic. And that's kind of what I'm going for this park. As much of a joke as it is, I want it to be, pretty realistic, and that's kind of the vibe I'm going for here. Um, Big shout out to Mike and Jon for including this park in their live stream the other day. Uh, there's like 30 something parks that got sent in, and only 10 of them were selected for the live stream, and I'm very grateful that they put some spotlight on this park. And I thought that was a great time. It was hilarious watching those guys look at it, and one of the things that was mentioned in the streams was when they were looking at the restrooms, they used to say bros, and I had broettes over here, and Mike made this joke. He's like, I thought he was gonna put hose here, so I did that one for you, Mike. So, all right. So with Penlandia, I did have these really corny signs inside these boutique windows, but now I have some actual souvenirs. We got Jaunty's board game. These are all TMT items, by the way. So we got some T-shirts that I got off the workshop, the little Gulpy and King Coaster plushes, and a penguin plush to for the coaster that we got. Some coffee mugs, and also if I can get in here, uh, we've got hard copies of Planet Coaster in there as well. So excellent little display. Nothing else has changed up along the midway other than we now have a real working chairlift. And I went for like an absolute just jank as hell kind of theme with this. The exit path comes over the shops here, and I was just like, you know what? We're just gonna paint the supports red and call it a day, because that's something Cedar Point would do, or any Cedar Fair park really. Uh, so that's pretty much the vibe I'm going for with this. It's like it's Shrug Bandit on purpose, to put it that way. And also, I did lower the height of it because if you noticed in the stream, like the chairlift ride was like way up there, but I flattened it out, and it definitely looks a lot better scale wise. So, and then uh, I completely changed the layout of the dive coaster. It's not totally custom supported yet. I still have to fix all this over here on the second inversion. And the overbank turn still needs to be supported. But I did add the sign. As you can see, we have the former name of the coaster, and we've now changed it to Demonetized the Ride, which I thought was pretty funny. Um, uh, I've had the I've had that name kind of saved up for just waiting for a good time to use it. And after the stream and how Jon was like, I'm not going to I'm not gonna read that name. I was just laughing hysterically at it, so I was just like, I'm gonna have to change it for to that. So we're gonna use that name now. But if you come in here, we got the queue, and you just get surrounded by supports for the helix right above you. Like this coaster now, it just really engulfs this area of the park. It looks so nice. And you got your cattle pen up here, and then kind of come through here. You got like some real janky, not themed areas, very Valraven like, as far as the theming goes, except toned down even more. And did decide to slap on the Bro Nation logo on my storage shed here. More cattle pens that still need to be fenced, and then you come up and you go over the track, and then here's the entrance. So I do have a cover started for the coaster station. It's a work in progress very much still. Um, but I did add these nice little numbers here, so that way, as your little ride operator guy that'll be standing right here by the entrance, he'll ask you how many you have in your party, and he tries to basically help with the flow and get as many people on each train as possible. So you can keep track of how many people are in your row. And actually, I do believe these go to 10, so I will need to add another one, won't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, okay. So I'm gonna have to change these signs again. Damn. Okay, so now we'll go and take a look at the train station. I did do a little bit of detailing over there. And one thing that I did do was completely change all the terrain paints. And when I did that, I noticed that the areas that I wanted green, like they stand out so much better and they look just that much more pristine. Like how I would want it to be themed. So, we did add some lighting for the train station. I moved these signs up so in order they could be lit up at night. Added the white picket fencing, and then kind of dressed this up a little bit. We've got a nice little planter with a big oak tree for some shade, and we got some lanterns over here. Kind of just threw something together, but I mean they're very quaint and elegant. They go with the theme of a train station. So, and then if I back out here and then pull up the HUI, let's go to night mode, and boom, that just looks so good. Lit up at night. I really like how this area is starting to shape up. I do want to have some really nice elegant looking planters and stuff leading up to this path, like it's preserving a big history bit of the park. And then if you turn around, you got the coaster right here. God, it looks so good with the pond with the water reflecting off of it. And you can see we got a train coming, about to go down the drop. Whee! And then, of course, this little flat spot right here is going to be a little splashdown once I add the water jets to the theming and everything. And then all this is going to eventually be, the view of all this is going to be blocked. This is all going to be a backstage area. So, but oh, I did add these lanterns here along this path, and it really gives it like kind of a nice little like boardwalk kind of feel to it a little bit. It's just real nice and elegant. You got the water, the coaster. There's just so much interaction with everything going on right here. It's so pretty. Oh, and I did add these nice the spooky lights underneath here, and if you come around, the arcade looks so much better on the outside now. At night, it's so gorgeous. Added some more lamps. Like overall, I went for a lot more lighting. Focused more on the lighting this time around. And as we come up here, we got our Windseeker. Of course, you got the exit gates here. I never really went over this last episode when I built it. But this side here would be the fast pass. So you can just walk right up in, and then boom, you're right here at the split. You'd have your employee telling you or asking you how many in your party, and then he'd tell you your assigned row. Keep keeps the gondola, balanced, because you don't want too much weight on off to one side of it. And then you got your, you know, peasant queuing, as I call it, for those that don't want to spend the money on fast passes. I mean, majority of the time that's me when I go to Cedar Point, but I go on the days that where it's not like absolutely busy. And so you get sorted out. You go to your rows, and then you got the doors there, and then you'll either go left or right depending on where you're at. And at Cedar Point, they've got the little boxes, and you can put all your loose articles in. And I'm gonna add those in eventually. Just never got around to doing it yet. And so that's gonna be another key detail that I'm gonna add to this ride, for as much as it doesn't function. And if you come over here, we got our operator shack. We got the authorized personnel keep out. We got his old little gate, and there's our ride operator inside. She's got her little control panel with her buttons and stuff, and then this is supposed to be a microphone so she can talk to the other ride operators, check seats, whatever. And then you come out here and you leave, and then you're back in the park. Started putting some more midway games down. So we got climbing challenge. I got this off the workshop. I think Jonty made this. I'll have to look. I'll put a link in the description. But I mean, if you don't have that downloaded already, then you're kind of, what are you doing with your life, right? So don't pay attention to that. That's all my like junkyard stuff. Just chilling right there. And then we have this beauty. I did go ahead and theme the flat ride, and this area is gonna be kind of like a Renaissance fair style themed plaza. Going with going here with to my like, oh, what the hell is this ride called? The Sundial. Yeah. So sorry about that. My cats are trying to have a wrestling match on the other side of the room. But yeah, so I themed it to a Renaissance style monstrance clock, but the name is actually I I decided to go with the name Monstrous Clock from a song from the band Ghost. And this song is something else. Like it's basically about procreation of the son of Satan. So it kind of fits the Penn Island vibe, and I wanted to, it's like, just another dirty joke. So I threw that in there. Got the numbers for the face of the clock on the actual ride itself. And did a little bit as far as like, added all the fencing and gave it like this really nice elaborate trim around the base of the ride. Threw in a couple trees in here. Yeah, not a whole lot of theming got done in this area. Let me go back into daytime. Okay. All right, so let's take another look at Penguin. And we'll wind our way through the queue. Got some of the fencing done. Well, it's been done for a while, but it's fencing. Okay. And as you see, all right. So as you come up to the coaster station, you can see it's got that nice Parisian feel to it. This is a modified version of Ruble Trillions' station in his Paris park for his invert, which is where the inspiration for this coaster came from. And someone suggested to throw some phallic topiaries for this garden area, and so that's gonna be our little theme for the garden, because why not? It's Penn Island, right? So, and then we'll come up the steps, and you can see the the coaster track is supported inside the station, and we got the numbers for the rows of the trains, so that way you know exactly where you're going. And I mean, like, just like those added bits of realism, I love those small details that, like, they're not like game breaking details, but yeah, overall it just looks so much better with those kind of things added in. Still have to do the roof for it, but you know, I just didn't get it in time for recording this. Just wanted to get something out, you know, immediately following the live stream uh, from the other day. Alright, so we're going to exit Tegid Cam, and I've got it in night mode here, so I'm going to leave you with a quick little flyover of the park and a POV of the dive coaster, and that'll wrap up this episode. Uh, so on on behalf of myself and Penn Island, this has been episode 4, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
Mic off.